Hello everyone, Silent here, and welcome back to another episode of Truly Bedrock Season 3. Today, we are going to be doing a bunch of different things, such as reaching 1,000 levels from a furnace. That's absolutely correct. We're going to be smelting our way to 1,000 levels. As you can see, we already have 994 levels, so it's not really that far away. And of course, we've also done a bunch of work on the evil castle in between episodes as usual. Near the end of today's episode, we'll also be doing some more work on this as well. But basically, this entire castle is just one giant facade, just so that we can hide away as many different farms as is humanly possible. I want to fill up every single thing inside of this building with a farm, and we're also going to be starting that project in today's episode as well. And apparently, people want to murder us. It just takes a little death. Wanted, we want your head. Fantastic rewards. Apparently this guy is just like, is he extra tall? Wow, he's a very chunky armor stand. I didn't even really notice at first, but he's super chunky. What have you got in your armor stand? No, I took off his head. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll put that back for you. No, I don't want your head. Give me your shulker box. Oh, I see. That's pretty convincing. We want your head. Wanted. My player head for this entire box of gold. That sounds like a great deal. Hold on a second. The pillar of gold over here is missing. Did someone take down our pillar of gold and smelt it? And now they're trying to get me to die for my player head? For the gold that we already mined. I need to know the origins of this gold before I just go throwing myself off cliffs for player heads. That would be so funny if they took that gold, wouldn't it? In case you're not aware, whenever we die on the server, we get given a player head, and I've actually only died a single time. I got like one of the least amount of deaths on the server. I'm pretty sure 2 of these other accounts are camera accounts, and some people have died 63 times. So my player head is especially valuable, and as you can see, there's actually a wanted board over there for Tiz Tom. Somebody else, I don't recognize that face. I'm a terrible person. We got Zloy, myself, Zap, and Beardstone, I think? It's not very high resolution pictures, but yeah, there's a wanted board over there for our player heads, and there's a place where you can get rewards, and a place where you can do a little bit of dying as well. Yeah, as you can see, not very high resolution pictures, so don't blame me for not knowing who that is. Anyway, and here's just a pretty cute little place where you can toss in your player head and take one of these head reward tokens, toss that thing into the barrel, and then you get a reward shulker box. Don't forget about the place where you toss in your player to, you know, get a player head. We're gonna come back to this a little bit later in today's episode. And now for the time that we've all been waiting for. This entire season has been building up to this moment. The almighty furnace god has been smelting on and off since the beginning of the season. And if we were at 0 levels right now, we would take out a single item and probably get about 120 levels instantly due to a little bit of a bug. As you might know, furnaces will store their experience if you take out the items using a hopper. However, that experience count never ever gets deleted or reset on Bedrock Edition, even if you take out multiple items. So you can take out as many items from this furnace as you want to, and you'll get the accumulative experience of everything it has literally ever smelted. We've probably smelted around 20 to 30,000 items, just an absolutely ridiculous amount of things. Right now, it gives us 5 levels per pull, so I need to flick this lever real quick, see? And we are actually going to take off the wings because those need a little bit of XP. Take out 1 item. This should take us to 999. Oh, I'm so excited for this. It's gonna be the first time ever having 1,000 levels. Alrighty. For the moment of truth, taking out 1 final piece of sand, and let's get to 1,000 levels. Ta-da! Very nice. 1,000 levels. Utterly insane. I've never had this much experience before. What are we gonna do with this much experience? I have literally no idea. Also, like, the numbers of the XP bar, they're going over the hearts and the hunger haunches now? Like, they're not scaled properly? Of course there's like an issue with it. Why wouldn't there be? So this one piece of glass gave us the 1,000 levels of experience. So we're going to name this thing 1,000 experience. Da-da! Thank you so much, piece of glass, for the 1,000 levels. That is a monumental task, and it wasn't just me on the server doing this either. We have an entire group of individuals and the Furnace Cult cooking group that is helping us with this entire ordeal, supplying supplies to burn down and to fuel the furnace. We got myself, Beardy, Tiz Tom, Liara, Zloy, Bruno, Jesse, and Rogue Fox as part of our cooking group. And although it might not look, you know, almighty, it certainly is a super powerful furnace. So now I kind of want to get more than 1,000 levels. Like, how many levels can we actually get by the end of the season? Assuming that I don't die, which I likely won't. Only died a single time this season. How many levels do you think we can get by the end of the season if we keep on taking out items fairly consistently, you know, a couple times a day? We're getting like 5, 6 levels per pull at the moment. I think we can pretty easily reach like 2,000, maybe 3,000 levels. Let's just see how far we can go with this. Now, in order to push this thing to its limits, we of course need to like AFK over here more often to actually get more things smelting, to get more experience per item pulled. And we also need to supply this thing with a lot of things to smelt. As you can see, we're basically just chucking in any old random item at this point. Like, honestly, the cobblestone and the sand shouldn't really be in here. That doesn't really give you any experience. We need to get a lot more fish from someone on the server, maybe Foxy. He's got a fish farm. He's not part of the furnace group though, so I have to like actually give him monies for that. Ugh, buying things. And then we also need a lot of fuel for this thing as well. 1,064 levels. I feel like that's a good place to leave it for the time being. Anyway, so since we need a ton of fuel for this thing, I feel like we should go ahead and build a lava farm. And what other good thing to build in an evil base than a lava farm, known for griefing and causing pain and suffering and loss of items the world over? Is above a villager trading hall a bad place for a lava farm? I mean, just asking for a friend. I wouldn't think of putting a lava farm above a villager trading hall. No, I value my villagers way too much for that. But also, like, is it a bad place? I don't think it's a bad place. We're gonna put it right here. So this castle is rather spacious. It's definitely a big boy castle, but on the inside, there isn't like a ton of room. This villager trading hall is 17 by 17 inside of these walls right here. So I feel like that should be the size of our lava farm, which is a lot of lava. That's like 4 times bigger than the tutorial that I made last week for this thing. So I think we can put it right here at this layer. This would be like the floor of the lava farm. We would have the cauldrons up here at this layer. And then we would have lava right there, solid blocks below the lava, and then a dripstone pointing downwards right there to fill up that cauldron. We could also move this floor downwards a couple of blocks. Like, honestly, I don't think it needs to be this high up, but this gives us a little bit of leeway to actually decorate the underside of this and make it look somewhat decent. If you want to know how to build a lava farm that's fully AFK and all that good stuff, then you can check out the tutorial that I released last week for it. So, of course, building a lava farm requires quite a bit of a pointed dripstone, but lucky for me, we actually built a pointed dripstone farm like 20,000 years ago, and it has finally grown up lots. It's not even completely grown yet. We literally built a giant castle, and this thing is still not fully grown, but it is fairly grown in. Okay, that one hasn't grown. This one hasn't literally grown at all. Ridiculous. It's so slow. I do want to harvest this thing on camera because it's literally like a once in a generation thing, kind of like Halley's Comet or something silly. So press the button and there goes the flying machines. I've never actually harvested it before, so who knows if this will actually work, but look how beautiful that is. And just like that, we eliminated 20,000 years of geological history from the natural record, never to be ever seen again. Well, that's 100,000 years worth of dripstone supply, isn't it? Even for a 17 by 17 lava farm, I only need 4.5 stacks of this dripstone. And just a couple of hours later, the lava farm is now done and dusted and producing way more lava than I could ever actually realistically use in my lifetime, which is kind of the entire point, to be honest. So I've actually already done a near full harvest of this thing. Currently, I have a very bad platform to look in these chests, but as you can see, we have 4 entire double chests completely full up of lava, and then here is the actual farm itself. So as you can see, it's basically exactly the same design that I posted on the channel a couple days ago, upgraded bucket thrower thingy, and as you can see, a lot of the cauldrons are already full of lava yet again. So that's kind of a cool thing. Now, one of the funnest things about this is the fact that there is a giant pool of lava just kind of sitting in the castle now, and if we try and go into this castle from either of these bridges, there's essentially just a giant pool right there. Yeah, don't go swimming in that. So this lava farm is absolutely incredibly super duper amazingly overpowered. It produces 289 lava per full harvest of this build, and that is enough lava to smelt 28,900 items, which is 289,000 seconds worth of smelting power, 4,816 minutes of smelting, and 80.27 hours of smelting and a single regular furnace. That is like a lot of things. Now, I did the math, and in order to power the, almighty furnace, which is just a regular furnace that can smelt a maximum of 360 items per hour, you only need 3.6 lava buckets per hour, because each lava bucket smelts 100 items. So I'm pretty sure that 2 cauldrons worth of lava production would be enough to, power this little dude. We have 289 cauldrons. Yeah. So I do have a little bit of an announcement. After 9 months of trying to get one, I finally have myself a ray tracing graphics card. I got myself an RTX 3080, and turning on RTX apparently breaks Minecraft. Hold on just a moment. There we go. Now it's working properly. Minor restarts of the Minecraft later. I'm looking so evil in this red glass, aren't I? I look like a supervillain. That's kind of perfect because the castle also looks amazing in the RTX as well. This is what Silent 2 has been seeing the entire time that I've been building this thing. So of course, sunrise and sunset are like the best times of the day to witness things in ray tracing, because you get those beautiful God rays everywhere, the great reflections, and overall everything is just beautiful, especially the God rays coming through these green tinted windows. If you get it at just the right time of day, it just looks absolutely stunning. I mean, look at that. That is just absolutely beautiful. It's bright, it's shiny, there's God rays every which way, and it just looks so good. Ray tracing just breathes a fresh new life into Minecraft, and so many different ways. It's so cool. Anyway, I don't want to gawk at this too long, but I do want to get it to be sunrise, because then I can show you some really cool aspects of the castle. Okay, sunrise has arrived, and now we can see this building from the inside, and look at these windows. All that green light streaming through, it is so cool. Seriously, like, it is just absolutely fun to play with. I know it's not that great for like general gameplay and just playing Minecraft, but it is so cool to look at. Like, there's even a couple little holes up there behind those walls, and we still get light streaming through that, which is just amazing. It blends into the villager trading hall. Like, those big windows on the front, you get God rays coming through onto the lava farm, and the God rays actually go into the villager trading hall at some points of the day and shine right here on the floor. It is such a cool thing to witness and such a cool thing to see. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked stoked for having some ray tracing. Let me know what you guys think about ray tracing down in the comments. I haven't had it on the channel since like February, so let me know if you want to see little ray tracing bits here and there in the episodes, or just your general thoughts on ray tracing in general. Again, I know it's not really that great for like general episode gameplay, so we're going to be keeping it off for most of the time because that is just good old vanilla survival. However, you gotta admit, it looks pretty awesome. This part of the building right here is one of my favorites because you can see the green god rays from these windows coming through onto the bridge. I'm probably gonna remove those blocks right there and replace them with some green stained. That way those rays come through onto the bridge even more prominently. It's just such a cool thing to look at. The ray tracing really did work out really well with this build, and I wasn't really planning on it, honestly. I gotta watch out and make sure I don't back up too much further because all that lava. So last thing I have to say about this is a huge, utterly massive thank you to Yasung and Skim for helping me get this graphics card. I didn't just like buy this thing off the internet because like that's actually an impossible thing to do. However, one of my friends and patron Yasung knows a guy on the internet, and he bought a graphics card from him in front of a fast food restaurant over on the East Coast, sent it to my moderator Skim on the Midwest, and then he shipped it over to me. And that is just like an utterly insane journey that this thing had to go through. 3 random people on the internet who I don't know IRL handled this graphics card and like a large sum of money in order to get it to me. And it's just utterly ridiculous, and I'm glad that it worked out. So yeah, again, huge thank you to mystery person that I don't know, Yasung and Skim as well. You guys are great, and I love your faces. You gotta admit, though, it doesn't look nearly as good as Loy's Castle does in RTX. I mean, just look at that thing, how glorious it is. Absolutely beautiful. Yo, skeleton horses with this texture pack look pretty epic, actually. I kind of prefer that more than the regular. So if you're paying attention to the castle, you may have noticed that it's like done, and we also built a secondary castle next to it as well. This tower is filling over the broken half-zombie villager-eaten non-functional villager breeder, and honestly, it's looking pretty decent. Kind of want to redo the roof to make it more pointy, but regardless, we've been doing a bunch of work on the castle in between episodes over on Twitch. We stream from the server 4 times a week, doing a whole bunch of different progress over on Twitch, and all those VODs are stored on the second channel if you want to ever see them afterwards. Anyway, I've put together a pretty epic time lapse for you guys, so enjoy that for a little moment. So becoming rich is always a thing that's on my mind, and of course our little shop here has been bringing us many diamonds. However, we need to adjust our prices. We did a little bit of sleuthing in the previous episode and we found out that our rockets are way overpriced. And there's also potatoes and carrots in there. And we also know that we need to probably adjust our prices for books. There's potatoes and carrots in there. Hold on a second. Aha! It's putting new ones in there. There's a thing behind it. Is that really just on the other side of the wall? It's on the other side of the wall. Someone had to break all that concrete to put that there. Why is that there, Tiz Tom? What did you do? Jeez. Anyway. I guess the shop comes with free stew ingredients now. What was I saying? We need to adjust prices, that way we can sell many more items. We did make another 31 diamonds of profits, so I'm gonna go ahead and restock all the shops and do all that good stuff. All the shops have been restocked and the prices changed, and I also filled up the gambling shop full of all of the different diamond gear that we have. So I actually completely ran out of the cursed items, so the vast majority of this is actually pretty alright and pretty decent gear. So now the prices are as follows. You get 2 random books of your choice for 1 diamond. You can get yourself a shulker for 2 diamonds, a stack of shards, or a stack of blocks for 1 diamond. And you can also get custom armor upon request. These books over here are still a diamond each because I haven't changed that sign and I'm too lazy to. Rockets are 4 stacks per diamond. Elytra are going to be 6 diamonds, and then food is 8 stacks per diamond. Max bows are 4 diamonds each, and tiers is 1 diamond per stack. And there we go. Now the entirety of the store is fully updated and restocked as well. So the final thing I would like to do in today's episode is actually do a little bit of hunting here in the Nether. Oh, this RTX pack removes all the Nether fog. Oh, now that's nice. The Nether looks so much better without the fog. Let's actually turn on the RTX for a second. Oh my goodness, that is just beautiful. It should look like this regularly. I mean, come on, this is so much better. Maybe a little bit harder to see at times, but like, yeah, this is good. I like this. Anyway, we're gonna be hunting a couple of my cousins. So the original idea with hunting in the Nether was to get a zombified piglin head, which I did actually acquire, and then I was gonna put that in this shop as a decoy for my actual player head. Now, as you can see, my player head is my old skin, and the zombified pigman actually does look pretty similar to this skin. Like, it's nearly identical. However, it's a little bit wider. So I could rename this one to be the name of my player head, which is Noisy's head or something. Yeah, Noisy's head. Now, that would work temporarily, but as soon as you place down a named player head, you can see that it's named, and then if you pick it back up, then it loses its name. So I don't want to get into a situation where I owe someone multiple of these player heads, because then I would have to die to get more of them. And with 1,000 levels, yeah, I don't really want to do that. Anyway, I did actually get one of the head reward tokens. You toss that into the chest here, and then it shoots out a shulker box. So my reward shulker was actually this entire thing of ink, which I'm not sure what to do with. I believe you get a random shulker box of items every head that you toss in there. So if we felt like dying, or if we accidentally die, then we do have a good use for our player heads. Until then, I'm probably going to give this to Zloy so that he can print more dumb. Oh, I nearly forgot about the chunky armor stand over here. This technically means that I get to take this guy's, not his head. I get to take the shulker box and do whatever I want with this. Maybe I'll turn it into gold blocks and like build another pillar out of it. There we go. Beautiful shiny pillar of gold blocks has been restored to its former glory, and it is honestly looking pretty good. It's so shiny and reflective. I mean, look at that. I really built that with a hole in the side of it. Oh my god. I just can't build pillars properly, can I? So now that the majority of the work on the castle is done, we're gonna start moving into building a lot of different farms, and I mean a lot of different farms in this castle area, so stay tuned for that. But otherwise, I hope you have enjoyed today's episode of Truly Bedrock Season 3. If you have, then of course consider leaving a like on the video. It really does help out the video and the channel a ton. It tells YouTube that the series is worth watching and sharing, and if you're new here, then consider subscribing. That way you don't miss future episodes. Otherwise, I'll see you guys down in the comment section, and in the next one, thank you so very much for watching. And then there was silence.